Guys, when I really got serious about guitar, I was 19 years old. It was the early 90s. The alternative music revolution is what spawned it for me. The grunge and all the independent bands. I still like that jangly college rock kind of sound. I was a big fan of the Lemonheads. That's what made me pick the guitar back up. Before, I just kind of piddled with it, learned a few chords. This is when I got serious about it. But I overwhelmed myself by thinking I needed to learn all this theory, and I didn't really know what I was doing on the neck, and that meant I wasn't a guitar player. I had thought that for many years after that, even though I dismissed practicing all that stuff. It wasn't until I kind of just slowed down, took a beat, and held the guitar and just started seeing what I could do with the chords I could make, because I was singing these really cool songs. And the chords in these songs were things that I knew how to play, but why did they sound so much better? Guys, it's about feel. It's about slowing down, smelling the roses, learning the basics. Someone asked me to make this video. It's a piggyback off a previous video where we talked about making cowboy chords, the open chords, sound more interesting, and it's just some little licks. We started doing some licks. This is gonna double down on that, and I'm gonna show you some things. We're gonna get into just a tad bit of theory, just so you know where this comes from. But that's all we need to know. You just need to know these little tricks, and you don't need some theory to tell you how to do this. Guys, I'm gonna show you from your point of view. Okay guys, we're gonna get into a little bit of theory, but it's just to liberate you. Once you see this, it's gonna just free things up for you. When you look at the notes in the scales of the various keys, right? If you notice, G and C have almost identical the notes except for one. There's an F sharp in the key of G and an F in C. So that means all those other notes are the same. If you notice in D to G, they both have F sharps. There's only one note difference there. There's actually a C sharp in the key of D versus a C and G. Well, what does this mean, Brandon? Well, this is what it means. So many of the same notes are in all three of those, right? So that means they'll work in all three of those chords. So you're hitting so many of these licks, like we did earlier in that video that I showed, where we played that one lick around that whole entire chord progression. That's why that worked, okay? I'll point to that if you want to revisit that one. You should probably watch that one first and then this one. So what we're going to do now, I'm not really even going to teach you anything specific to do. I just want to show you, and we're going to use this version of the C. We're not going to play that version, okay? So just kind of like the C add 9 derivative there that we're doing, kind of like Matchbox 20's 3 a.m. But you don't even have to use both fingers, okay? We're just going to do our pivot right here. If you want to, you can even do a D sus2 to the C to the G, okay? But C, G, G, C, and D, those are just going to be the three chords, okay? What I want you to focus on is this second fret right here. This is the sweet spot. So many of those notes open and fretted to that second fret. They all work, okay? So that second fret is your friend. So I want you to just practice playing around in that second fret. And then these notes where your pivot fingering say, that's a D. Well, that stays the same in all three of those chords, which means you can add it to a lick as well. and that G, that high G there, okay? So between your second fret and then your third fret on those first two strings, so I just want you to practice, I just want you to get familiar with it. Play each of those chords and just kind of run down it. And you can do variations, you know, you can hammer on, pull off. You know, on that one there, I'm going back and forth between the third string and the fourth string. Okay? This is going to be really simple, guys. I'm really not even giving you any instructions. I just want you to know that second fret right there will open up so much more because it's in all three of those chords. Okay? One thing I will tell you to try to do when you're coming up, say to that C off that D. If you take that fifth string, open on the second fret, that little walk up, you can do the same thing with the G. And then do it with one strum and let it roll over to it. That sounds so cool. See those same techniques I'm doing for the G and C? Kind of got a little lift off with the index finger. You can do that with the C. And also have that roll into the root note. You can put them all together. Okay? Guys, very simple. Just play around in that second fret. We'll do more later, but Big Star is 13. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Big Star. Love that band. That's totally using what we just talked about. And you know, if you want to think about 3 a.m., that whole. She said it's cold outside when you hand me a raincoat. And the clock on the wall has been stuck at 3 for days. It's all right there. You can do so much with that, guys. Guys, if you want to learn faster, if you don't want to be bogged down with a bunch of theory, I'm asking you to go to MyPOVGuitar.com, check out the beginner course, see if it's right for you, and we'd love to have you as part of the community. Until then, guys, we'll see you in the next lesson.